As of 2019, Kingdom Hearts is now 17 years old. Do you remember that OG trailer for Kingdom Hearts 2, or when you believed that this was going to be Kingdom Hearts 3? Today we will be taking a look back at the development of these games over the last 17 years. In early 2000, a conversation between Square executive Shinji Hashimoto and Final Fantasy creator Hironobu Sakaguchi about a special project is overheard by Tetsuya Nomura, an early game designer who had previously worked on Final Fantasy VII. This was Nomura's chance to make a game like Super Mario 64, a game which greatly influenced him after experiencing its 3D aspects. The problem at the time was creating an iconic character that would stand out. Square wanted to use Mickey Mouse, but Mickey belongs to Disney. However, at that time, Square and Disney were working in the same building, and after a fateful encounter in an elevator between Square's executive and a Disney employee, an idea was pitched for a collaboration. There were a few choices put forward for who should be the game's protagonist, but Tetsuya Nomura, now director, decided on creating a new character, Sora. The game followed Sora, Goofy, and Donald Duck in an adventure to find their missing friends across many Disney worlds, with some Final Fantasy characters here and there. Kingdom Hearts 1 was released in 2002 in March for Japan, and in November for Europe of the same year. Kingdom Hearts 1 received many positive scores and reviews and very quickly made its way into PlayStation's greatest hits after selling its millionth copy in mid-2003. The next installment of Kingdom Hearts was underway with a working title of Kingdom Hearts Lost Memories. This would later be changed to Chain of Memories to match the overall theme of the game, as our protagonists enter a mysterious castle that would take shape based on the memories from the previous game. Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories was originally going to release for the PS2, but upon hearing that children wanted to play Kingdom Hearts on the Game Boy Advance, Nomura rethought his plan and decided to go ahead with this new approach. Nomura was sure that this idea was possible, but wasn't sure if the 3D graphic style would translate well into 2D. Even though commercially it's by far the weakest, it sold over 100,000 copies within the 48 hours which it released, which at the time was quite a big deal for Game Boy Advance. It released in Japan in November of 2004 and early May 2005 in Europe. Before development on the next game could begin, Nomura took note of several comments and complaints about the previous games. After returning to the original style, reworking the combat mechanics and fixing a more third-person camera angle, in 2005 December, Square released its critically acclaimed Kingdom Hearts 2. As the main character, Sora, in the game had matured, Nomura felt it necessary to rework how the combat worked. New reaction commands can now let you pull off special attacks against certain enemies, and drive forms, which were temporary transformations, let you change the entire combat style, mixing both normal attacks and magic attacks. Kingdom Hearts 2 received many positive reviews for its soundtrack, voice acting, and at the time was seen as Square Enix's best production to date. At this point, Nomura knew he had done some good work, and now he wanted to play around with other ideas. Nomura understood that not everyone had a PlayStation or a Game Boy, but everyone has a phone, and this was Nomura's next plan to expand his audience, with the mobile phone. A new Kingdom Hearts for the phone concept was brought up in 2007. Nomura wanted it to be different with more puzzles and platforming, but to retain the core gameplay of the originals. Originally released in late 2008, Kingdom Hearts Coded was Nomura's ticket to taking the Kingdom Hearts franchise to a more international level. But due to technical specifications regarding how powerful the hardware needed to be, the development team explained that this would be impossible. Coded was later re-released as Recoded in 2010 for the Nintendo DS, after the development team made an excellent transfer from the PlayStation to the Nintendo DS for 358 by 2 days. Speaking of, Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days was released worldwide in 2009 for the Nintendo DS. The game was planned to be on the DS because of how popular they were. The gameplay was planned to be similar to Kingdom Hearts 1, but was restricted due to fewer buttons. The stylus was not incorporated to keep the feel of the original hack and slash games. While the gameplay is similar to other Kingdom Hearts titles, 358 is the first to incorporate co-op gameplay, which differed from the single-player campaign. The ratings for 358 were generally positive. Many people thought the gameplay was repetitive, while others praised it for how well Kingdom Hearts transitioned to the DS. Before the release of Kingdom Hearts 2, development for a new big entry Kingdom Hearts title had begun between Tetsuya Nomura and Tai Yasue. After a 6-month delayed start due to the development of Chain of Memories, work began on a game called Episode 0, which Nomura used to say this is going to be on a scale as big of an importance as Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. The initial plan was for the PlayStation 2 but changed to the PSP to make use of its co-op and competitive gameplay. Nomura was going to use this title but would later change it to Birth by Sleep to explain the story in much further detail, certain plot points, and introduce new protagonists mentioned in the plot. The overall response to Birth by Sleep was very well received. Birth by Sleep received the award for Best Portable Console Video Game in France's 2011 Japan Expo. The game has sold over 1.2 million copies since its initial release on the PSP back in January of 2010. At the Electronic Entertainment Expo 2010, a Kingdom Hearts 3D demo was announced for the Nintendo 3DS. The decision to switch to the 3DS was due to how impressed the Square Enix staff were with the quality of the 3DS itself. The team that worked on Birth by Sleep and Square Enix's first production team were brought in to make a more action-heavy Kingdom Hearts title, and since some of the staff consisted of people who worked on The World Ends With You, the decision was made to replace Final Fantasy characters with The World Ends With You characters for this specific title. The game was released in Japan in March in 2012 and later released for the rest of the world in July of the same year. The title was later changed to Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. Where Dream refers to the various themes throughout the story, Drop refers to the gameplay elements, and Distance refers to the characters' interactions with each other. The title could also be a nod at the 3DS's auto-stereoscopic 3D effect. Dream Drop Distance was well received, earning the Most Valuable Game Award for Nintendo Power magazine in 2012. This next segment's a little bit tricky, so bear with me. So previously, we know that Square Enix tried to develop a Kingdom Hearts game for the mobile phone, but couldn't due to hardware limitations. Back in July of 2013, if you lived in Japan, had a Yahoo Japan ID, you had access to the open beta of Kingdom Hearts X, which ran until September of 2016. Kingdom Hearts X is a prequel to the entire series, where you custom make a character and battle through various Disney-themed worlds. The gameplay was made more simpler and more casual to help ease in new fans. With phone technology improving, the idea to port Kingdom Hearts X to the phone came about, but because of how much they had improved and due to the difference in controls and to the fact that Square Enix was still developing this mobile rebrand of Kingdom Hearts X while they were still working on the game itself, work was halted on the rebrand to help the development of the web browser game. Kingdom Hearts X was later rebranded as Kingdom Hearts Unchained X to represent its leap from the web to the phone, and it was released in Japan in September of 2015 and later the rest of the world in 2016. The reason for the year release difference was due to the game publisher at the time, Playdom, being shut down, hence why localization took a bit longer to get done. The game was well received, having been downloaded over 2 million times a month after its release. And here's the wrap-up session. Kingdom Hearts 1.5 comes to the PS3 in 2013 and later re-releases in 2017 for the PS4. Nomura had stated before that he had considered the idea of a remaster for the older games, and after announcing Kingdom Hearts 3, this was a great idea, so now old fans and new fans could get caught up with the game's story. 1.5 included Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix, Chain of Memories, and a nearly 3-hour-long cinematic of 358 by 2 days. The reason why 358 is a cinematic was to save development time. Kingdom Hearts 2.5 releases in 2014 for the PS3 and in 2017 for the PS4. 2.5 included Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, Birth by Sleep Final Mix, and a 3-hour cinematic of the story and events of Kingdom Hearts Recoded. Visuals of the old games were updated, controls were improved, and the soundtrack was reworked for both collections. Kingdom Hearts 2.8 is the last collection, which released in January of 2017 for the PlayStation 4. It included Dream Drop Distance in HD, an 80-minute cinematic about the Kingdom Hearts X story, and lastly 0.2 Birth by Sleep, a fragmentary passage, a game taking place after the events of Birth by Sleep that shows off some of the new gameplay assets that Square Enix has been developing for Kingdom Hearts 3. And now here we are, mere weeks away for the conclusion of Kingdom Hearts 3. I honestly can't wait to see what's in store for us.